welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a video I do every quarter, and yep, you've read the title, it's the one you've been waiting for. This is my quarterly Boxycharm review for July, August, and September. Quarterly Boxycharm reviews are another one of my favorite series I do here on my channel. I've been doing them forever, it feels like. And what I do is I give you guys an overview of how I feel about the last 3 boxes that I have received. Do I love them? Have I already decluttered them? Yeah, there's a few of those. Or is it something I'm still kind of feeling out? Let's jump into that right now. Feels like it was just here yesterday, but let's fade back to July. That was the Au Naturel box, and that was a box that I was really excited to get. The first product that I loved and tried and have since retried and had my husband try, because a lot of you say you love when you hear my husband try some of these skincare products that we've been getting, because your man needs some help too. I get it. Or your partner, whomever. Someone in your life might need this extra help, and for some reason my husband loves to try this stuff with me, so that's great. This is the Elemis Superfood Vital Veggie Mask from Elemis. I really like this. Still to this day, since July, I have used this, I would say at least 4 or 5 times. Now keep in mind, we have a lot of skincare. It feels like all of our subscription boxes are like, oh, let's start adding in all this skincare. So I have had to weed through a lot of stuff this past quarter, but this is something I still really like, and I even told my husband, you have to try this. Every time I've tried this product, it has always left my skin feeling fantastic. Let me try opening this window. Opened up the blinds a little bit, so if there's a little bit of a color shift, that's what it is. This baby makes my skin feel dermaplaned, and if you're unfamiliar with dermaplaning, it's pretty much like when you shave all of that peach fuzz off your face. I do have a decent amount of peach fuzz on my face, but I have not shaved my face in a while, and this makes it feel that way. It feels smooth, it feels conditioned, and it lasts like for 24-48 hours. It makes my skin feel really good for a long amount of time. So when I told my husband, you need to try this, he tried it on. He wouldn't let me take photos. For some reason, he doesn't like that. Don't understand it. I put my face on the internet all the time looking funky. He was like, I don't know if I want to have my picture taken, but I'll try it. He really enjoyed it. He thought that it was really good for his pores too, because he and I have kind of similar skin. We both have oily skin, and his pores I think are a little bit bossier and bigger than mine. He was really enjoying this, and he was really wanting that day a different kind of mask, like a peel-off mask. This is something you wash away, you don't peel. He was even really enjoying this. I haven't noticed any like breakouts. I haven't noticed anything with my sensitive menopausal skin either. So high endorsement, still love this. We'll use this all up, and this is a ton of product. This is 2.5 US fluid ounces, and I feel like this is still just as heavy as when I got it. So a little bit goes a long way. For the first product that, yes, I've already decluttered, was something I was excited for, and I did give it a pretty good review. It was just living in my beauty space for a long amount of time wasn't going to work for me. It was the Butter London Natural Goddess palette. I found that it was kind of inconsistent. The one shade I was really wanting to work well was that green gray shade there in the center, and no matter if I used a brush, my finger, or a wet brush, it just wasn't giving me the color payoff that I was really wanting. The more neutral shades were really nice, but I told you in that video, you know what it really reminded me of? The Blink Electric Eyes palette. I still do have this palette. This is a throwback palette for those of us that have been with Boxycharm for what? 3.5 years now. I still really like this and jump into this a lot. It's got a lot of neutral shades, one pop of color here, and just in comparing those and then wearing them, I just thought for me personally and my skin, the Butter London formula wasn't working for me. It wasn't lasting all day. I did have some creasing, and the main shade that I wanted to love, I just didn't. So I did pass it on. My husband works with a lot of women, so I usually just toss a bunch of makeup their way that's practically unused or just only swatched. And a lot of them are like, tell her to keep bringing us makeup. So at least I know I have a great outlet of women who love makeup. I still kept this palette that I still really like, but that one just wasn't really for me. I've heard a lot of you say you love that palette though and you reach for it a lot. Do you still love it? I feel like I have so many Luxie brushes, it's going to be hard to find the one other one that I have in here, because they're all pink handles. But yes, Luxie brushes were something we got that month. I used this morning when getting ready. I've been using them, I mean, forever. I love Luxie brushes. I feel like that doesn't even need a review for me if you are a longtime subscriber to this channel. But if you're new, hi, I'm Nicole. I love Boxycharm, obviously. And I love the Luxie brushes that we get from them. This one, you guys let me know. It's the Luxie 510 foundation brush. Ooh, I should try this for foundation. I have actually used this to go on my skin with some skin masks. Some of you told me that in that video. Great idea, love it. But I love Luxie brushes. I really do like this big fanned out one that I used today. It's the large eye blending, the 250. Used this today, loved it. It did a great job. But I have a ton of Luxie brushes all in here. I love them all. Okay, another one that the hell was that? Is there a plane going overhead? What's going on? Something that I did declutter though, I believe, because I can't find it anywhere and I'd have to look at my old footage. I'm pretty sure I did delete it though, was an Appeal gel liner. It wasn't a wooden liner, so I was a little like, this could work in that video. But I'm not a huge like liner girl in 2019. I have found the only thing that I like to do for a liner is something that is more of a felt tip black liner. That one was brown. I needed to smudge it every time. I also can just do that with eyeshadows, which I've definitely gotten the last quarter. So that one just wasn't vibing with me, so I did declutter it. But I think a lot of us personally feel like those Appeal liners, the $1 billion brow things, all of those just like little pencils that seem to keep finding their way into our boxes feel like filler. So I don't feel too bad when I declutter those before I even get to one of these videos, because it's kind of like, either works for you or it doesn't. Ready to move on. I actually forgot that I got this in my July box, and so for the past few days I have been pulling this out and using it. And it is an Ahmar product, and those of you that have been with Boxycharm for a while know how we feel about Ahmar. We love that original palette. We got in a Boxycharm last year, so finding out we were going to be getting one of their lippies, I was excited for. Now this was a this or that situation with, so in our box, we either got this Ahmar lippy, this was a gloss, and there's a variety of colors that were going around in the boxes, or we got an Ofra gloss in the shade Santori. So this is a long-lasting liquid lipstick, and I love Ofra. I love their formulas. You will have to pry Miami Fever that we also got from a Boxycharm a while back out of my cold dead hand. Love it. Goes well with my skin tone and the style of makeup I like to wear. But this shade, crazy like mauvey bold, and then this shade was like kind of like more my speed. I am wearing the Ahmar today on top of something else that we've gotten in this past quarter. But this is kind of like a glittery gloss, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this because exactly what I just did. As a long-haired girl, sometimes, and if it's windy out, it just lives on your lips and it just sticks and, you know, transfers, whatnot. It has to be a good gloss for me to really resonate with a gloss. Real talk. I did forget I had this, and then I started pulling it back out again, and I feel like the cap is so similar to what the product is like. It's got some beautiful glitter, just like specks to it. I don't know if you can tell because it is on top of another shade. It does just after a while, once you apply it and then it sits and then it rests, it really does make your lips look juicier, and it does give them a finish that's kind of metallic-y, but so is the other product that I have under it. I do like this, and I have put this in my handbag, but then it kind of fell off my radar. So this is the color, which is the shade Tesoro. I may say that wrong. It's this shade right here. I do like this topper a lot. I do only use it as a topper though, so usually I'll have some kind of matte lip down first and then this. The Ofra Long Lasting shade in Santori is very bold. I said this was pretty glossy and definitely not opaque. Like just after that swatch, you can kind of see how there's some bleed through. You kind of got to layer it up. This one is not my favorite formula as much as the Miami Fever is, but it is a really pretty color. So I have messed with this a bit, but it's definitely not one I reach for over and over, but I do love the Ofra line, so I always keep going back to try it when I do want a bold lip. But for the most part, I like more neutrals on my lips because I like to go bold with my eyes more often than not, even on non-filming days, just in life in general. I like some warmth, or I like a bold blue. I like to have a little bit of variety to eye looks, so I usually go with more of a neutral lip personally. I do like this though, and I do like this though. So far, these are not going to be in danger of going in any declutters for me because I will keep reaching for them. So that was everything I got in the month of July. Now we're going to move forward into the summer, which took us to August. And that is where I fell in love with a skincare item. And yes, I keep saying we get a lot of skincare lately. Ipsy and Boxycharm have just like doubled down on all the skincare. So this morning when I was putting on all of my like beginnings before the makeup happens, that was a full journey in itself of everything that I'm still trying from this past quarter and before that. It's been crazy this year. But the Peach and Lily Skin Glass Refining Serum, it's translucent and luminous, has turned into one of my favorites. I did get this in my PR Boxycharm box, not the one that I pay for. I do get two. And some of you had said that you were really hoping to get this. I love this. I still think that even if I forget a pore minimizing primer and I put this on beforehand, let it soak into my skin before I go on to the next step, my skin does look like glass. It does make my pores just like disappear. That's what I love. I love making these things disappear. This has absolutely become a staple in my morning routine. So as I started getting more skincare, like today, I was still trying to figure out where do I fit in this Touch and Soul Glassy Primer. I'm like, where do I put things in my whole routine now because we're getting so stinking much. I kind of wish they'd back off on the skincare to let us try more stuff because it takes a while to really determine if you love something or not, or if it's going to work for your skin. But this is something that I still reach for a ton. I think I've talked about it a decent amount since I've gotten it too, so that tells you. If I love something, I will scream it from the mountaintops. The other thing that we got that I really enjoyed when we first got it, and then I kind of like backed away. I wanted to see how my skin was doing with all these other very illuminating, glowy products that we just keep getting. And then I went back to it over the past few days. This is the Wander Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. And yes, oily skin sisters in the audience, we all had a conversation of, oh, can I even use that? Because anything with the word oil makes us all get a little twitchy. We're like, I don't think that's for me. According to Boxycharm and Wander Beauty, it was supposed to be for all skin types, and that did include oily skin girls. So I bit the bullet. I did it many days when I was putting on other makeup to see how my makeup did. And I really was surprised that I never really broke down my makeup or anything like that. I'm wearing it again today, and I've had this on now for probably an hour and a half, and I have on a full face of makeup. I mean, today was a full meal deal. And I am still really impressed that nothing looks breaking apart. Nothing looks too oily, nothing looks shiny. Come the afternoons in general, and I live in Florida where it's humid and hot, I can get a little shiny, but no more than usual even when I'm wearing this. So I do really get a lot of comments, and from you guys in the comments below saying, your skin's looking very glowy. This is one of the attributing things that I have been working with the past quarter. So take that for what it is, but so far hasn't broken me out, hasn't made my makeup fall off my face like a ice cream cone in the summer sun. It's actually done pretty well for even an oily skin girl with menopausal skin at the moment. I stopped talking about this for a minute because I didn't want you to get burnout on me talking about it. But now it's the quarterly Boxycharm review where I can talk about it some more. So let's talk about the Becca powder that so many of us just stopped in our tracks and went, what the what? That's witchcraft. This is the Becca Set and Refresh Powder. I use this a ton, and I've used it even in some tutorials. I will link them above and below, just to let you know how I was doing a face of makeup that lasted all day, that was not crazy long. This is something that I've been loving, but as I did recently tell you, for my direct under eyes, I still really like a different type of powder. So I did today pop into my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. I am still trying to use up this baby because I have a decent amount of product in here. And I think this just does better for setting with the skin. So today, what I did was I used my wet damp sponge, used this for under the eyes, and then I went with this on my face. And I just set that down with a damp beauty sponge to really let it all sink in together. Let it become one with my face. And I think it looks really great. Again, I don't see any bossy pores. I think everything looks pretty settled. And yes, I have a full face of makeup today, so this isn't like the natural look that I've been doing a lot, and I still think it looks great with natural makeup and zhuzhy, we gonna go out, let's paint the town red kind of makeup. You know what I mean? This powder was really game changing for a lot of us. And as a woman who I have told you guys and been very transparent and vulnerable, letting you know, I am going through early menopause now due to my hysterectomy. I am working with my skin more than ever to really do what is best for my skin and what makes it look and feel its best. This powder has been on top of that list since I got it. So I'll keep you guys posted on this, but so far I really appreciate how this makes my skin look with original application and touch-ups, because you can come in halfway through a day, grab yourself a brush, kind of just dip into the product and press into the areas that are looking shiny, looking a little breaking apart, and this pulls it all back together. I love this a lot. Changed my mind about how I liked it for under eyes though, because at first I thought, it's great for under eyes. It started to be a little crinkly, crepey on me, which is when I started pulling this baby back in. Guys, this is a long video. I hope you paused it to get a tea or a snack or a blankie or your puppy, because this is a little chatty, but it's all fun stuff. It's Boxycharm makeup. We love it. Okay, so Ace Beauté Glimmer Shimmer Shadows. Let's talk about them. I have told you guys, I was really glad when I got my second box because it came with these lighter shades. It has the Cotton Candy, which is that pink tone, and it has the Ice Latte, which is that copper penny look. I'm wearing that on my lids today, along with some other stuff that I'm going to talk about. But these really have become fun eyelid toppers for me. Really like them. I still don't think that the Huckleberry shade lasts as well on my eyelids. They kind of crease if you don't have a eyeshadow underneath them. But if you put an eyeshadow down, even if it's just something nude and easy, right down, and then you put these on, lasts so much better. It looks cleaner, the finish looks nicer, all of it. I really liked the eye look that I did get the day that I was doing this video, because I had on this in like the outside corners and on the crease, and then the silver shade, which is the French vanilla, on the lid, and it really gave a beautiful like holiday look. I'm excited to pull these out for then, but the summertime is really when I was gravitating more to these shades. I was really gravitating to more this Cotton Candy pink shade here, which this was a lot of fun just to put on the lid, a little something in the crease and go. It's got a little bit of shimmer and it's just really nice. And what I'm wearing on my eyes today, this is Iced Latte. I do see a little bit of pan on the base of this. It's like this copper penny feel to it, and it looks great on my eyes. I'm really liking this look, and these are what I've been reaching for consistently. I feel like once I hit November is when I'll probably get into the other shades that I did receive. There's enough sparkle and love here to really make an eye look pop without trying too hard, and I like that. That gives you a little extra oomph when you're like, I put like 5 minutes into that eye look. I love it. Steve Laurent. All right, I messed with this today. I kind of remember it and then I forget about it. This is a lip liner in the shade Vogue. Looking at the pencil, we all thought it was brown, and then when you realize that the tip is pink, that's when I realized what I was working with. It worked well today on my lips as far as like lining and kind of filling before I went in with some of these. Honestly, I have needed a lip liner the past 2 weeks to try some other stuff, and I've not reached for this once. I've been reaching for my Jordana or some old MAC products that I'm still trying to finish up from one before I was cruelty free. So I don't know how long this is going to stay in my collection. This may get decluttered after a while. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about this. I mean, this is just, again, one of those things that goes in your box. It's kind of like, we said we gave you 5 products that was over 120 bucks or whatever it was at the time. That's what this is. It just kind of adds to the value in a way. And it works for some. It's not like it's terrible. It's just not a standout product for me, especially amongst 3 months worth of products. You know what I mean? You just kind of like, some things fall off your radar. It's okay if this is one of them. It's not bad. It works. End of story. Okay, so September is Boxy Luxe, and that's where, as a reviewer, it gets a little difficult for me because I feel like it was easier to do 5 or 6 items for a couple of months, but then when we get to the Boxy Luxe, there's a lot more products to review, usually. But I had so many repeats from my Boxy Luxe to the Boxycharm box when I was comparing and what I was getting ready to give away for that month that I was like, oh, there's less for me to review, which as a reviewer, kind of makes my job a little easier, but as a consumer, which I still am, I was kind of disappointed. For someone who didn't get Boxy Luxe, that only gets Boxycharm. It is like a smaller version, which I know a lot of you would appreciate more because there's a lot of hype around BoxyLuxe, and if you don't get BoxyLuxe, you feel a little left out of it. Totally understand that. But as someone who gets both, it was kind of like, oh, now I'm just getting duplicates of things. And as an average consumer, some people do buy 2 boxes so they get the Luxe and the regular box just on their own, and they're not reviewers. They would be getting duplicates too. So that kind of was such an iffy month for me. That was like one of my worst months of the year because I couldn't review more. As a consumer, I wanted to enjoy more, review more, get more opportunities to try different types of products. So it was kind of like playing the lottery but getting the same numbers drawn, you know? So that was a little bummer for me, but positive for the people that got my giveaway that month. The first thing that I have been using a lot is the Tarte palette. This is the Clay Play palette. It's got a great mirror and it's got some bronzers / contours and eyeshadows. Now this is an all matte palette. For me, usually 90% of the time, not my favorite because I like shimmers, I like colors. But this year has been very different for Nichole, where I have been needing easier makeup. So it's so much easier to just play with neutrals so you look like that no makeup look. I've been reaching for this a lot. Today I use this again on camera, kind of combining these two as a contour bronzer here, the shades Terracotta and Desert. For the most part though, I tend to just go into Desert, which is a cooler tone when I'm doing that natural face look. I also jumped into some of these shadows here. I jumped into Journey, Stone, Dunes, a little bit of Smoke for just the crease and the outer corner when I was achieving this look before I jumped into my Ace Beauté Glimmer Shadows in the shade Ice Latte when I put that on top. Give it a little extra zhuzh, you know? This is a great basics palette, and I have said that a lot. I think this was a really nice contribution to my collection. I did give this away in my September box giveaway, but my main concern going forward after this review is done is kind of having similar products in my beauty space. If you're new here, I live in a tiny house on wheels, so I'm very mindful of what I keep in my collection. I love makeup, but duplicates, they just take up space when you live in a small house. So a lot of these shades, and I've pointed this out before, as far as the contours go, are dupes. They're the same thing, I think. This is the Park Avenue Princess palette. This is the Clay Play palette. Clearly, we got some duplicate products going on here. I can say though, this formula needs your face to be not sticky at all when you're putting down the contours here, because of all of the skincare that I keep reiterating that we keep getting from Boxycharm and Ipsy. If you are a partaker of both, if your skin is even somewhat tacky or sticky and you're trying to, after you've put on foundation, concealer, and you're trying to jump into one of these maybe after you've done some powder, it can tend to drag a bit or look muddy, and sometimes I have to buff with a fluffier brush if it gets a little tacky from the stuff that you have underneath. So keep that in mind too. At least that's my experience with my skin. I do like it, and it's great for travel. Moda Pro brush sets. I got so many Moda Pro brushes that month. I was obsessed. There's more in here. This is an older one that I've been using for a really long time. I love these. I reach for these on the daily. I'm actually having like a new rotation in my system where there's some that I've been using and then there's some fresh ones. Oop, that one that has been used. So fresh ones used. I've been able to do a little bit more organization with my brushes, which has been super helpful. And I do love Moda Pro brushes. I am a Moda maven, so if you do like any of the brushes that you've seen me use here on my channel, there's a discount code down below for you. Okay, so I was sure to use this again last night, and I've used this maybe once, maybe twice before that. This is the Dr. Brandt Hydrobionic Recovery Sleeping Mask. So much skincare overload. That's how I feel. This does okay. I think it's fine as far as a sleeping mask goes, but we've been getting so much high-end skincare that this isn't necessarily my favorite evening thing to use. I'm actually really still enjoying the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow. I've been using this as my nighttime serum to put on before bed. So I don't always like stopping to put this on because I really like how this works with my skin and how it makes me feel in the morning. No breakouts. So far, no breakouts with this either. but because again, so much skincare, I'm kind of going on overload here. I may start giving away some of this soon just because it's too much. But I have used this again several times just to see how I feel about it, and I think it does a good job. Is it just my favorite though? No, I've got some other things in my collection that I like more, but it's not bad. Like meh. Is there a meh award today? Meh. That's just me and my skin. Hank & Henry liner in the shade Blackity Black. So many of you said that you have hooded eyelids and you loved that liner. That was like the raving eyeliner product, and I really enjoyed it when I used it on camera for you. And then a travesty struck. Again, when you live in a small space and you only have so much room for your beauty products, you tend to put them all in spaces that you try to keep organized, but things get shifted and moved around and the cap fell off. I discovered the cap fell off and that it was completely dried out. But I also saw that a lot of you guys let me know that it was in the charm room for like $6. So I did reorder myself a Hank & Henry liner in the shade Blackity Black. So that tells you, as far as the review goes, I liked it enough the first time I got to use it. I think I only got to use it once, maybe twice. And it dried out for me, but it's because the cap fell off because it got shifted in my makeup drawers. This is why I have to keep things curated or things go bad, because it happens. But I'm pretty pleased to say that is shipping to me and on its way to me. So that's the review. I like it enough to repurchase it after I got it for free. You know what I mean? Like, I got it for free in my Boxycharm. Not free, we pay for those, but you know what I mean. I'm buying another one. $1 Billion Brows. I kind of ragged on this product when we got the Universal Brow Pencil, and I think that's still in here. Again, fall declutter is on my agenda of things to film. That's gonna go because you guys did not like my brows. I didn't like my brows, but the $1 Billion Brows Microblade Effect, the word microblade effect was the only reason I even opened this baby up. I've used this a few times. I'm using it today and today only. That's the only thing on my brows. You know, that gave me a second because I really wanted to put some powders on. I wanted to do some other things, but I'm genuinely pleased that in person, this looks like a very natural brow look. The shade that I got was the shade Taupe. I do layer it, I do add to it, I do have to do a different spoolie because there's no spoolie on this. That's a downside to it. But in person, no one has ever like thought my brows didn't look good when I'm using this. Now, it is still relatively new. Again, we got it in September, so I'm curious how this baby's going to dry. I don't know if it will. It says it's only good for 6 months, so I'm 1 month in and I still enjoy it. I do sometimes pair it with other things, but today this is the only thing I have on my brows. And I'm pretty pleased with it. IGK Mistress Hydrating Balm. This is in my hair today. I've said before that I like it and that I think it does a great job with helping with the frizz. I have curly, wavy hair naturally. So when I'm getting out of the shower and it's humid in my shower and I'm in humid Florida, I like all the help I can get to make my hair look good. By the way, I am still going to get my hair colored this week. Stay tuned to see what it ends up looking like and what I end up doing. But this really has helped keep the frizz away. Like, you don't see a bunch of flyaways. I mean, I'm sure there are some in here, but not a ton. I think this is doing a really good job. I do feel like I have to wash my hair a little sooner than I normally would because I do kind of have my hair trained to not have to wash it every day or even every other day. But this is day 2 hair and I put this in yesterday. I think it looks really nice. There's no major flyaways. It's not feeling weighed down. It still feels very light. I have a lot of hair. It's very thick and that's, like I said, wavy. So I'm really enjoying this, and look at how much product we get here. How much fluid ounces is this? This is 5 fluid ounces, so this is gonna last me a while because I don't even need a lot of it. I do really enjoy the smell too. Tidal Sunday Riley. Oh look, more skincare. This is one I think I asked for this. I think this is one we got to pick in our Luxe. I really wanted to try this, and I was surprised when I tried it on how thick it was. I have been able to put this into my rotation on a consistent basis, and I'm noticing how nice my skin still is. You guys know, again, all the skincare. I really loved the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. Still do, still have a lot of product. It's still very heavy. But I did want to try this, so I am rotating it to see how this has been doing for my skin, and I can say after a solid month, I'm really liking it. I think it does a beautiful job of making my skin look and feel nice. And it's got a brightening enzyme, which I've always liked a brightener personally for my skin that tends to get a little dull, and going through menopause, I'll take all the help I can get. I still really, really like this. At first I wasn't sure if I was going to. Now I know. Something I still haven't tried, please don't shoot me, but I have tried something from this line before. This is Spongile Salted Rose. This is for a mani-pedi treatment. I used something from this brand from Boxycharm. I think it was a heart-shaped body sponge kind of thing, so I'm very familiar with their brand, and I've always thought that their sponges were very high quality. I just want to use this on my feet, and I haven't had the chance to do that yet, but I mean, again, this is something I knew I would like, so I wasn't too worried about this. Did you try this yet? Do you like it? I like anything that's gonna make my feet feel a little softer because I'm a flip-flop fan, and that's mostly what I wear. The other lipstick I am wearing today is the Stila Stay All Day. I didn't even know it was Stay All Day the first time I tried it, and I was shocked by it. This is Patina Shimmer. So this also has a shimmer in it, and it's a little bit pinkier. That's why I put the Ahmar on top to give it a little bit more of a neutral look. I think this is a really nice lippy. Like, this is a crazy expensive lippy. What was it, like 22 bucks? And I don't think I could justify that on my own. Pairing it with this liner, it was a decent color for it, decent color match, so at least we got that going for us. But this does last a long time, which I really enjoy because I am a water drinker. I drink water all day long, so having something always stay on the lips, it's just a nice perk. I really like this. I kind of wish this wasn't so metallic and maybe a little less pink and a little bit more nude, because it comes across on my lips rather pink. But the finish is the one thing that has kept drawing me back from using it more consistently, because it does have that metallic finish. But we are in fall. Tis the time to bring that out. And I know people sometimes say, I wear makeup whenever I want, and you should, because it's kind of an old school thinking to be like, oh, this is fall makeup, this is summer makeup, this is Christmas makeup. But that kind of stuff still gets me excited a little bit. So I'll be like, ooh, I can't wait to pull this, I can't wait to pull this cranberry color out at Christmas. For me, that and the silver is when I get excited for that. So I still have that little piece in me that makes me go, oh, Christmas, you're gonna be lit with that eye look and this lippy. Metallic lips just kind of aren't my thing either, but I feel like if you're gonna get away with it, fall's a great time for it. Is that everything? Did I get through it all? Oh, my camera's flashing at me right now because it is overheating, but I'm so happy to say we have gone through another quarter with Boxycharm. I love my Boxycharm, and I know you guys have told me you want me to do this with Ipsy as well. So give me a minute. I've got a couple more videos to do, and then I will hop in here with an Ipsy quarterly review. Have I had 3 boxes yet? I'm sure I have, as far as like the big quantities go. Guys, this is all of my makeup that I've gotten for the past quarter with Boxycharm. We're talking skincare, we're talking makeup, we are getting into brushes. I love it so much, and before we know it, it's going to be the year-end videos I do every year. The best and worst, the awards, be prepared. It's going to be another great year. Thank you so much for watching, and if you happen to be new to my crazy little channel, hi new friend, I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I do every single week. Bye friends!